It is said that history becomes legend as its events recede into the mists of time, and that memories grow dimmer in the slumber of peace. Thus the noble peoples of Urak languished in 1,000 years of peaceful splendor, growing forgetful of the dark time their land once knew, heedless of the ancient enemy who yet labored in silence. And so Golgoth, the terrible god of death, beheld that the world was ripe for an era of terror and blood. He summoned Balkoth, the most evil of his sorcerers, and bestowed upon him a mighty artifact of power, that the necromancer might better serve his master in heralding the coming days of darkness. The wings of Balkoth's wretched steed beat the air like thunder. The land shook beneath the rumor of his mustering host. The air was filled with cries of his victims. Who can say what new perils may yet befall as they struggle to defeat the ancient evil, to reunite the land, and to become Lords of Magic.
Well, hello my friends. This is your friendly neighborhood Tenkaichi, and this is a look at Lords of Magic. Now this is another game that Rocky sent me. And already I get a sense of Lord of the Rings coming from this thing. A bit of Tolkienism, as it were. So I'm just letting the credit go through and what it's doing, and Tom Christopher, huh? I'm seeing some names that are rather familiar to me. Tom Christopher, as you know, was Hawk in the season 2 of Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. I have not played this game, and I had it sitting here on my desktop for a very long time.
To Lords of Magic.
Well, we got map editor, multiplayer, Legends of Uruk. So we're just going to,
Please select your leader type.
We're just going to take a good look-see at this scene. You're about to enter the mystic land of Uruk. There are 8 regions in Uruk corresponding to the magic faiths: life, death, order, chaos, fire, earth, water, and air. The heart of each region is its great temple where followers come to worship. In these dark times, the great temples have been overrun by foul creatures, as Balkoth, Lord of Death, seeks to conquer all of Uruk. You must now choose to be a warrior, mage, or thief, and lead one of these regions as its lord. To win the game, you must save Uruk by killing Lord Balkoth, either alone with allies. If you are killed, you lose. Excuse me. I do believe I might have to vacuum my room sometime because there's some dust going on here. Anyway, as it was said, you play as either a warrior, mage, or a thief.
Warrior.
Superior melee, these are the strongest and toughest champions. Skill in the strategies of battle. Warriors have the most powerful attack and defensive capabilities, and are able to rally their troops to victory. Often astride great war beasts, they travel the far reaches of Uruk in search of worthy opponents.
Mage.
Well versed in arcane lore, mages can research and cast a variety of powerful spells. Though weak in physical combat, these learned champions can become formidable opponents as they acquire spells to destroy their enemies, raise the dead, and even change the very surface of Uruk.
Thief.
Skilled in the subtle arts of stealth, thieves are the craftiest of champions. They can move virtually unseen, lurking in the shadows as they spy, steal, and kidnap. True to their furtive nature, these prefer to attack from a distance with ranged weapons rather than engage in direct combat.
Warrior.
We'll go with warrior.
The circle of life has no beginning or end. Choose your faith and write your own destiny. Worships life. Worships fire. Worships order. Worships air. Worships death. Worships water. Worships chaos.
Well, let's see.
Worships earth.
Since I'm from California, I'm of two elements. Earth and fire. But knowing how my room and the rest of my house looks, we are earth people.
Worships earth.
Clad in the heaviest dwarven armor and bearing the double-headed axes that are hallmark of the dwarven clans. These champions are nearly unstoppable on the battlefield, with legendary strength and tenacity. But let's just say, if I want to say I'm not of Earth,
Worships fire.
we've been getting a lot of these lately. A single blow from the flame-edged blade of a champion, fire warriors can often send an opponent quickly to his death. My personality is that of fire, but yet where I live is, earthen. Very earthen. So therefore, we shall go with fire. Well. You are of the sacred flame, and you worship fire. But the people of your region need a hero to cleanse their land of invaders, and unite them as one nation. By contrast, Balkal's Death region and the degenerate creatures of the Water region are well established. Each has a powerful lord, with armies in the field and guarding the capital, and a legendary creature protecting the great temple. The remaining lords each struggle to survive with only a small army and a small garrison in the capital. They strive to liberate their great temples from the dark shadow of evil, which has infested them in their wake of Balkal's rise to power. Conquer these regions, or liberate the great temples of friendly lords to win their fealty. So it's either or, It's technically command and conquer in this case, or it could also be ogre battle. In the capital, you can trade resources at the various establishments, heal your party at the temple, even beg for gold at the magistrate, which has the adverse effect of lowering your fame. So you can either go to the temple to heal, the market to buy stuff, or the magistrate just to get some money. Level 2 cabinet. This is an old network of caves, This is an old network of caves, now believed to be the home of a party of sinister marauders. To start and pause combat, click on the random or press the space. Make the party members on your own map in the lower panel to give them orders while combat is paused or running. Okay, so what we're dealing with is some Baldur's Gate stuff. So we got Flame Raiders, my character, a rock hurler, and what are we doing here?
Lord? Positioning, sir. I bring the bird. Bringing the bird.
Yes, I am bringing the bird.
Sir, like wildfire.
So the Flame Raiders move as a single unit, okay.
Like wildfire. Like wildfire. Lord, positioning, sir. Positioning, sir. Lord.
So I had to drag my mouse upward and see what's going on. Okay, so our position is right over here.
Positioning, sir. Sir. Like wildfire. Lord. Positioning, sir. I bring the bird. Bringing the bird.
You may not cast spells and manipulate artifacts. Seek the entrance to the next level, and move party members whom you want to continue exploring with onto it, or click at the globe at the bottom of the screen to exit combat and return to overland view. So we won. Results of combat. Here you will see how all participants in the preceding combat fared. Spoils of gold, ale, crystals, and fame and perhaps artifacts are displayed at the bottom. Conquer gold mines, breweries, crystal mines, and statues continue to produce gold, ale, magic crystals, and fame, respectively. Every turn, they remain under your control. Wounded adventurers recover lost hit points every turn they rest in one location. If more inside a structure, healing takes time, but it's absolutely crucial to nurture fledgling adventurers, so they must mature into experienced units. Losing good units in combat before they are able to gain experience can be devastating to your future success. So again, it works like Ogre Battle.
Bring the fire from down below to fuel your conquest.
So we can actually buy ale, crystals, and gold if we so want to. We can actually train. So here we can see that we have affinities. So, you know, since I'm a fire type character, these are my political relations to others. Like, I have aversion to life, neutral to earth. I trust chaos. I'm hostile against water, empathy towards death. And I'm averse to air and order.
Bring the bag.
Yes, of course. Let me just say that this is not my cup of tea. You know, this is a bit too slow for my taste because
I bring the bag.
Because honestly, what am I doing? And let me just say this. You know, playing a tactical RPG, is time consuming. It has elements of this has elements of Nobunaga's ambition. Shit. So, you know how Nobunaga's ambition is? Or anything pre-Koei Tecmo. They're time consuming. You have to really think. You have to consider what your strategy is. Who to attack. What to do. Do you build up your resources first? Do you build your army? Do you have to do this before you attack, or maybe you want to do a sneak attack or something like that? You have to put in a lot of thought into a tactical RPG. That's the reason why I don't do tactical RPGs very often, because A, they are very time consuming. It's the reason why I kind of stopped on Ogre Battle after, say, 2 parts, because just to think about it, Ogre Battle kind of feels one-sided if you don't manage your units. And at the same time, it's something that basically says, oh, hey, you have to do this, and this.
Many come to us with the spark of magical ambition, but only the gifted will see their talent fan into flame.
At the Mage Tower, you can summon magical creatures, hire mercenary mages, and buy potions of mana. Mercenary mages are expensive to maintain and will desert you immediately if you cannot support them. More permanent mages are less expensive to support and can be acquired here after you become lord of this region by freeing the Great Temple. So if you want to get a fire sorceress or an elemental, you can, but of course, it takes money.
Before we will teach the arts of battle, a follower must be able to lift the sword of a seasoned fire warrior.
You will find warriors, cavalry, and infantry. You will find warriors, cavalry, and infantry troops here for your mercenary hire. Mercenaries are expensive to maintain. It's the same as with mages. So here you can hire fire warriors, flame berserkers, fairy raiders, upgrade or demolish this. But like I said, it really is not my cup of tea. Tactical RPGs is something that I would consider on a bit higher level to actually, consider doing as a Let's Play. Because I've seen people do tactical RPGs. But the problem with that is you really have to think while you're considering what you're doing. So the game is basically saying train first before you consider doing something like this. So I really can't do anything until I have some followers. So I gotta wait a couple of turns for that. See, I have to point this out because, you know, people send me games all the time. But the thing is, don't just assume just because I play RPGs a lot doesn't mean I like tactical. There are certain types of tactical I like say Super Robot Tyson, Shining Force. Maybe Shining Soul / Shining Tears, sort of tactical, but that's the thing. You know, I can't just take up any sort of game that, you know, oh, it seems good, but, you know, I have to really look at it. You see, when I was younger, I used to go to a lot of game stores. What I used to do was basically this. I looked at every game from front to back. If it suited my taste, I got it. If it didn't, I didn't get it. It doesn't hurt just to say, oh, hey, well, what do you think you know, what's your taste?
Bring the fire from down below to fuel your conquest.
I'd offer you a molten Bolton, but I'm fresh out of pickled Crooner. Would you happen to have any?
Act now. We're having our biggest fire sale yet.
Here's the thing, what exactly am I doing? See, the only thing I see wrong with this game is that you have underpowered characters. I mean, that's the thing, you know, you start off with...
I bring the bird, bringing the bird.
Like, really, I kind of like how Ogre Battle did it. Like, you work as a unit. And I prefer... Say if I was playing Dune, yeah, Dune would be different. I could really just suss out my units, bring out my strongest units, and at the same time just do what I'm doing. Now you give me a game like Command and Conquer, Dune, or something like that.
Bringing the bird.
Yeah, I could do something with this. Or even
bringing the bird. 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 I bring the bird. Bringing incinerate. Great master of the Necropian abyss, I summon thee.
mm-hmm. Just like Boulder's Gate.
Fire is dead. Your act cannot hope to stand before us now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is not my cup of tea. I'm pretty sure this is something that, you know, by all intents and purposes, it wouldn't make sense for me to play this because, oh, I do RPGs. No, I don't do RPGs. Not in the sense that most people think I do RPGs. But this is, I mean, I know Kikaska is already doing it, but I don't think I'm into this. I know I'm not into this because if it's not like the stuff that you have not seen me do, if you see me do Super Robot Tyson, Front Mission, Ogre Battle, Shining Force, Shining Tears, that sort of thing, then yes, it would make sense for you to get me a game like this. But don't bring me a game like this and you have not even looked in my backlog of stuff that I've done in the past. Please don't do that. It really does not help. Even when I do something like Phoenix Wright. You know, other people say, oh, well, why don't you do this? Send me something like Aviary Attorney. I can play it because it plays like Phoenix Wright. I'm not being picky, it's just that some people need to know. I play games the way I like to play. But they have to be a certain taste, a certain variety. Something that isn't too overly complicated, but at the same time, you know, it's not too much of, you know, dreary or something like that. But I gave this game a fair shake, and it's one of those games that's just too overly complicated. Made me think about Nobunaga's ambition. And the way the setup is, yeah, the setup is just not very good. It's not up to snuff of my taste, you know. Good lord, look at this. How do you do this? Yeah, this just isn't my type of game. I'm not sorry for saying this, but it isn't. At least I gave it, you know, I gave it what it was worth, you know. But yeah, study what I play first before you just assume. You might like this because it's a strategy. Is it the right kind of strategy, though? Yeah, so I gave this game a look-see. It's just not. It's just not my cup of tea. Join me next time for possibly something that is a little more subtle to my taste.